And so when we started experimenting with doing different scientific measurements, one of the things we started to notice is that when a person somehow connects to something greater, and that has a influence on their nervous system, the side effect is that they feel so whole, so rejuvenated in that moment, so blessed by life in that moment from an inner experience, that it's impossible for them to want. I mean, how can you want when you feel whole, right? And so when we started looking at heart coherence and we saw this tremendous changes in the people's ability to be able to sustain a state of mind, a feeling in their heart for an extended period of time, we have data to show you could be sick and do that. You could be a vegetarian and do that. You could be a carnivore and do that. You could be rich, you could be poor. And it doesn't, if you're skinny, overweight, doesn't matter. Once you learn that skill of self-regulation and being able to experience a greater level of wholeness, that if you can create from wholeness instead of separation or lack, you can produce greater effects on the nature of reality.
You see, it all comes down to a simple truth. Who you are shapes how you see the world around you. Your personality, the way you think, act, and feel, creates your reality. Imagine a tapestry. Your personality weaves the fabric of your life. So, if you're following along, here's the main idea. If you want to change your life, you need to change yourself first. That's the key. If you're ready to transform yourself, to tap into something extraordinary, then this message is for you. Let me share a fascinating fact from neuroscience. A whopping 95% of the thoughts you have today are the same as yesterday's. Pause and think about that for a moment. Those repeated thoughts lead to the same choices, which lead to the same actions and ultimately the same outcomes. It's like a cycle that keeps repeating. The same outcomes trigger the same feelings and emotions, which then feed back into the same old thoughts. It's like being stuck in a loop. You see, in neuroscience, there's a principle that says nerve cells that fire together wire together. When you keep repeating the same patterns of thinking, choosing, and acting, your brain gets wired into those same patterns. Over time, it creates a fixed neural pathway, a sort of mental box that keeps you stuck at the same level. But here's where the real magic kicks in. You have the power to break out of this cycle. You can craft a whole new version of yourself and a brand new reality. The catch? It's not going to be a walk in the park. Change never is. When you start making different choices, brace yourself for some discomfort. It's going to feel strange, maybe even downright unpleasant. Why? Because, believe it or not, even if you're not happy with where you are, those familiar feelings of unhappiness or pain can be strangely comforting, like old buddies. Stepping into the unknown, where real change happens, feels, well, uncertain. Now, here's a little secret. If you've been doing something for so long that your body seems to know it better than your own mind, it's become a habit. Your body, used to negativity, sadness, or pain, will put up a fight to keep you in that familiar zone. It'll throw thoughts your way like, "You'll never change," or "It didn't work before." These thoughts are like anchors, pulling you back into your old, cozy routine. Here's the surprising part. By the time you reach the midpoint of your life, a whopping 95% of who you are is basically a collection of habits, automatic reactions, and deeply ingrained beliefs. That's because you've been reinforcing those same patterns in your brain over and over again. To break free, you first need to become aware of these habits lurking in your subconscious. You've got to catch yourself in the act. But that's not the end of the road. You also have to confront those uncomfortable emotions that bubble up when you're trying to break free from your old self. Most folks run from these feelings, seeking solace in social media, TV, or other distractions. They crave something external to make the discomfort vanish. But here's the kicker. Embrace that discomfort. Sit with those emotions. Remind yourself that there's something greater waiting beyond them. This is where many people falter and give up on meditation or self-improvement. But not you, my friend. You're cut from a different cloth. Changing yourself starts with recognizing your unconscious thoughts. You've got to catch those negative, self-limiting thoughts red-handed. Then it's about swapping out those old feelings for new ones. Don't sit around waiting for the world to change around you. Instead, teach your body what it's like to feel happy, grateful, strong, and loved right here, right now. Even before the world catches up, you've got to embody it. The process isn't rocket science, but it does need commitment. First off, get to know yourself better. Jot down those old thoughts, actions, and feelings you want to kick to the curb. Then, start drafting up new thoughts you want to program into your brain. Figure out what behaviors match this new version of you. Picture yourself acting them out in your mind. Lay down that mental groundwork, and soon they'll become second nature. Practice feeling the emotions of your desired reality in the present moment, regardless of what's happening outside. Keep in mind, as you make these changes internally, you'll start to see evidence of your transformation in your life. Opportunities will come knocking. Coincidences will seem to line up perfectly, and it won't be because you're chasing after them. It's all because you've rewired the very essence of who you are. So, to wrap it up, if you're itching for a change, take a seat, get to know yourself inside out, and start making those internal tweaks. Your new reality is just waiting for you to step into it. Now, let's talk about emotions like anger or frustration. When these feelings flare up, your body gears up for a fight. It's your sympathetic nervous system kicking in, seeing whatever's happening as a threat. And in the animal kingdom, reacting with aggression is a primal survival instinct. But here's the interesting part. While these emotions may kick in automatically, you're not entirely at their mercy. You can actually learn to rein them in. Imagine something in your life sets off your anger. If someone were to ask, "Why are you so mad today, Alex?" and you start listing off all the reasons, the situation, the people involved, and how it all went down, I'd throw a simple question back at you. Is that person or circumstance calling the shots on how you feel and think? Here's the deal. If something outside of you is pulling the strings on your emotions and thoughts, it's putting you in the passenger seat. But here's the kicker. You don't have to let that emotional roller coaster run wild for hours, days, or even longer. Once it starts dragging on, it becomes more than just a passing emotion. It turns into a mood or temperament, like being in a perpetual state of anger. So, how do you deal with anger? Step 1 is recognizing when it's happening. Awareness is your best buddy here. The moment you feel anger bubbling up, don't let it call the shots. Acknowledge it, understanding that it's just an automatic response. Next, take a breather. You can't make rational decisions or respond effectively when you're boiling over with anger. Give yourself a moment, even if it's just a quick pause, to catch your breath and collect your thoughts. Once you've hit pause, try to figure out what's really fueling your anger. What set it off? Was it a particular event, a person, or a memory from the past? Pinpointing the source can help you gain some clarity and take back control. Now let's dive into the real nitty-gritty. Take a moment to think. Is your anger actually helping in this situation, or is it just making things worse? Picture anger like clutching onto a hot coal. It only scorches you. If it's not doing you any favors, make a conscious decision to release it. One neat trick is to switch gears and focus on gratitude and compassion instead. When anger flares up, deliberately think about things that make you grateful, or try to understand the person or situation causing your frustration. This can take some of the heat out of the moment. Another handy tool is meditation. It's not just about closing your eyes and sitting quietly. It's about fully immersing yourself in the present moment, disconnecting from the chaos around you, and taking charge of your thoughts. Regular meditation practice can rewire your brain and open doors to higher levels of awareness. Remember, your thoughts are like the blueprints for your reality. Take a step back and examine your thought patterns. Are they mostly upbeat or downbeat? What kind of stories do you tell yourself? Once you've got a handle on your thought habits, you can actively steer them toward positivity, empowerment, and opportunity. Emotions also have a big say in shaping your world. Instead of letting them call the shots, learn to manage them. When you're hit with a negative emotion like anger or fear, hit pause and ask yourself if it's really serving you. If not, consciously switch gears by tapping into gratitude, compassion, or other positive feelings. Let's start by getting crystal clear about what you want in life. Your goals and dreams are like a map for your subconscious mind. Write them down and keep them close, reviewing them regularly. The more detailed and specific you are, the easier it is to see the path ahead. Next, be kind and loving to yourself. Understand that you deserve success, happiness, and abundance. Loving yourself isn't selfish. It's the cornerstone of a fulfilling life. Remember, you have the power to change your personality and habits. Identify the things holding you back and actively work on replacing them with empowering traits. Trust in the process. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions align with your intentions, the universe has a way of bringing opportunities and synchronicities your way, even if you can't see them right away. Thank you for being a part of this transformative conversation today. If you found value in what we discussed and believe it can inspire positive change, please consider supporting our mission. Subscribe to our channel to stay updated with our latest content and guided meditations. Liking and sharing this video helps us reach more people who may need it, spreading the message of transformation far and wide. Together, we can make a difference in the world. Thank you for being part of our community and helping us spread wisdom and positivity. Your support means everything to us. you.